Thought I'd make y'all a pretty nonchalant video. You can see here, I should care about this, right through here and up through under there. Yeah, there it is. And that was from a man, might have been wearing a ring, who knows. And I would love 12 rounds. So I could pepper him to death and make him look like a big fat floppy fuck. That being said, he sucker punched me as I got out my camera. And then, of course, his friends, all racists, told the racist cops that, well, I threw the first punch. So, I have a picture of his license plate, still. And so, thing being, I just thought I'd let you know, whether it's the gang stalkers down that way or across that way. Sure, ripping me off for the money. Yep, the cops taking my keys, probably giving them to some people. The door's rigged now. If it opens, I'll hear it, and I will kill them immediately. Which doesn't happen anymore. Yep. Oh, sure. And so your price was, let's see. Lately, it's been a couple bags of popcorn. Mm-hmm. Yep, that was your price. I don't have one. So, I just thought I'd make this really clear. It's been 16 years since directly I was targeted. And everything you have done to me, so you'd say, done at me mostly, has done nothing but empower me and inform me of exactly to do exactly what you don't want, which is inform people. And I'm not scared. In fact, I'm one of the happiest people in the world. Um, and now I know how to nuke all this shit you put in me, basically. And so, um, what I can say is that villains have a tendency to give away their plot and to always sort of show their hand. It turns out their hand is shit. Um, so, suffice it to say, whilst in some weird ass rage, ramming on the gas pedal, trying to scare the kids, and trying to brainwash everybody, which were all pretty much like, well, we're not going to puke for you, but you are puking everywhere. In some weird ass tantrum of like pseudo intelligence, maybe some some strength or force thing. I have no fucking clue what is on your mind. Although I have some fucking ideas, I'll add. Um, in fact, what's on the minds of people who set this in motion, I have many clues. And let's say a whole roster. So, what I get to do is go forward from here, successfully move to my, hippie oasis, play music, consume exorbitant amounts of drugs, and, like shamans would take vision quests or hmm, basically anybody who just liked the party. And so, oh, but wouldn't you like a stiff drink? And of course, so, people shake dirty hands and the feds pig pile on the mafia, and mafia does this, and militaries do that, and local pigs do this and that. Whatever, man. Whatever. I ain't got a heart full of fear and hate and death. And I've never killed another human being. Um, I haven't been in a fight that I have started since age 5. And that's because the neighbors across the street had taught their kids to be morons as compared to me. And I learned that if they punched me in the nose, it hurt. And so I punched him in the nose. And then there was no more fighting, which is quite like this. I figured out what you sort of do. Your milieu um, is this sort of psyops thing where it is so stupid because you've already shot yourself in the foot from the get-go. You can't follow through. It's like, okay, you've got this pitch, and it's gonna dazzle everybody, right? And then it's like, so, oh, but we can trust you, right? Oh, sure we can. But then the third thing, you can't ever do 3 steps without basically vomiting black manna. You give away your whole thing. Um, and so then people inform themselves, which they have been doing. Well, I've got a lot of time left. And, you know, millions and millions and millions and billions of people are now starting to get the idea. You surely didn't anticipate that I could do what I have done around here, and I will continue to do every day of my life, and there's not a fucking thing you can do about it. So, you've really shown me the difference between any mask a person might wear and how to anticipate that. And you certainly taught me that you have a cost and a price. And you certainly taught me that you are at the behest of a master to you, who has a master to them, who has a master to them. But to coin it better, or, the phrase, so what? I made a linguistic mistake. But it was an honest mistake, not, fuck up on purpose. It's a bitch to 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 a little sniveling man behind a curtain in the Wizard of Oz. And so, again, you are a puppet with a hand up its ass, and that hand has a, how does this even, it's hard to explain, right? But you can think of it properly. It's a puppet with a hand up its ass, with a puppet with a hand up its ass, with a puppet with a hand up its ass. And so they all answer to people like that. And as long as y'all do what you're told, you're pretty much straight on course for attempting to commit omnicide, which is a word, a possible word. Ooh, a big word too. Omnicide. You could break up into phonics and, try to make it this or that. But in essence, you're a dying breed. I couldn't care if, you're some crotchety old banker fuckhead or some monoculture Dust Bowl worshipping Trail of Tears is the best thing ever guy. Or maybe you're a Christian. This is my favorite. Who's racist, right? Well, sure. Some fine people, sure, that's what Donald Trump would say, whilst his rhetoric, or whatever, his words. Oh, good. The things he says, sure, if it weren't for him, there wouldn't be Nazis with tiki torches and driving vans into crowds of people and shooting up black churches and shit, So the thing about that is, oh, goodness, the things are many. I still got a lot of time. The thing about that is that not only do you show your whole hand, but for example, the racist Christian, right? Think they're Christian, don't they? Yet Jesus was a dark-skinned Jew. He was. Yep. And you eat that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner propaganda. I mean, spoon-fed it, and you're like, yes, please, and thank you. Shove a hand up my ass. Pretty please, mister. My favorite thing is, you're wasting gasoline, you're wasting overhead, you're wasting paychecks, because to you, capitalism is everything. We know that. And just sort of dicking around, having a tantrum all day. Absolutely in a fucking rage. And I'll tell you this. You see me here? This is me all day. I sit on my ass. I smoke marijuana. I drink some booze. Get nicotine vaporizer. I'm going to buy a new one since that's missing. Yep, and I can absorb that. Whereas that was someone's cost. See? I don't have one. I don't. You answer to somebody, so you think I have to answer to you. And you think what people think of you is your business and matters, so you think that what you think of me is my business and matters. It isn't. You could write it in your fucking diary, but you don't. You instead parade around on some completely futile trip that has no choice but a default survival mechanism now to just do the same fucking thing. While it washes out, the bottom drops out, and I'm pretty much just kicking it in the balls every day of my life. I mean, I make a point of it. I make a point of it. For example, yesterday, the evangelical thing on Facebook, I went on there and simply slayed the fucking thing. I could see him sweat, and I encouraged him to. I was like, yeah, sweat. People were watching. Lots of them. Which, 5 more minutes, huh? 4.5, about. Hi, moth, you beautiful creature. Never hurt a person in the world. What do you know? Peaceful creature. I am absolutely at the point of being a youthful, spry, supple person I used to be, happily playing guitar and smiling at you. Hi, beautiful moth. Oh, you sweetie. Isn't that sweet? And so, um, hmm, and your kids are going to hate you. And when the kids go back to school, oh my goodness, you're trying to brainwash them that hard, then they go back to school, huh? Oh, goodness. They're going to grow up to hate you, and they're going to outgrow it. Which, about 4 more minutes or less, a little bit. Which brings me to the final point, is that Trump being president means that he can't be tried for a crime. But just as soon as he's not president, he has so many charges to face from, I'm guessing, civil, federal offenses, war crimes perhaps, hate crimes for sure. And so when that happens, he is surely, for one thing, going to be facing a constituency which is pretty fucking pissed. And so he's going to pretty much tell on a lot more people, while people are telling on him already, like Bolton or whatever fucking, washed up sack of shit that was, but at least he's coming clean about stuff. And then the entire ring of this is going to have a lot to think about. And meanwhile, we're simply going to pull into a lead, which is, for example, about a melting pot, not monoculture, which is the Constitution. And even the Bible, people can look at it and say God is love. And that is not love, what we've been seeing. Me being an omnist, perhaps, I don't do Satanism. Every religion has it, don't do the bad thing. Every single fucking spirituality has it. But there you go, doing that shit. Hate, fear, anger, rage. Slammy the clown. Bang bang the noise. Oh, brainwash the people with some weird ass, wannabe freaky deaky bullshit. And we all see it for what it is. And so at the end of this, I hear people saying, and we are the majority, which is the most ironic thing, is that you're the minority. Um, people, we hope people just be nice to each other from now on. So I've got a utopia to try to attend to, and I do fully intend on seeing it through. And there's a lot of good people behind me, at least in professional fields. And so, um, yep, sure. So, I'll change the locks soon, by the way, that's happening. What else? I'll get my laptop. I'll get the little speaker and a microphone, have a podcast, internet show, teach lessons, sell my book, expose a lot of things, and play jam music in Burlington, galvanized and basically invincible to that. Because, as I said, and this is really what might as well be the way it goes from here on. But do understand, I get that you uh, try that you subjugate people by causing them to enter this realm where they don't get it's about apex predators battle or something. So fine, I am definitely a fucking apex predator, and so beyond that, I'm the nicest, happiest guy who now does get to smile and play happy music and simply smack away these little fucking demons that you try to throw at me, and you are loaded with them, and that will never be my problem. And to sum up, I just don't have in my heart hate, fear, and death. And there's not a single thing you can do about it, and I'm going to be happy. We all are.